Hello everyone once again and welcome back to Packs and Recreation, and today we're going to talk about cubes and Jumpstart and all sorts of ways for you to have resealable booster packs. So in a previous video, which you can see in the corner, I guess, I don't know where YouTube puts the links anymore, you may remember that our homemade solution for cube was to use cassette boxes, which is something that I saw in a Reddit post, and it's, kind of homemade, but there is a reason for that. And the reason for that is that we don't have, in Europe, we don't have Carta Magics and Cuba Magics, or at least we don't have that for a reasonable price, mostly because the shipping is a lot more expensive than the product itself. So they look like an interesting thing, but it's not very good. So when you buy something like a Jumpstart booster and you have 20 cards plus the placeholder one, the one that says the theme of the deck, I was looking for something to put them on, and I stumbled upon that Reddit post, and that's what I did. So now they fit comfortably in a cassette box tape that I bought. And by the way, it needs to be a cassette tape box without the pins, obviously. And then, just sitting here, and I just have them like this, sitting all together in a special box for that I can show you. Or you can have them in a shoe box or something, but give me 1 second. So this is a cassette box tape, and even though it's not finished as a cube, you can see that I just do this and I go overachiever, and I just do this and I get experimental, and etc, etc, etc. So, and the cool thing is that all of the cards are sleeved with the same type of sleeve, which is Dragon Shield clear matte, and whenever we finish playing, we just put them in different places, so it's always random whatever you get. So this is very cool because you just pick two. For example, let's pick, this one, and I get Trixie and Experimental. So Trixie, Experimental, Experimental, Trixie, and there you go. You have an EZ deck right away ready to play. So this is very cool. This is very homemade as a solution and kind of bulky, but hey, it is what it is, and I'm very proud of it. However, the market always evolves, and the only option that we had previously, like worldwide available, was the Dragon Shield Cube Shell, and they have improved design. Now, that's a thing, if I ever saw one. Like, the idea for this is, as you can see, cube shells hold up to 20 sleeved or 15 double sleeve standard size cards. It has 8 pieces. Reusable booster packs for cube drafting, smooth and unobstructed interior, useful, which is, it's funny that they put it in bold because it's a fact that the previous design had issues with that. Useful for sideboards, extra and side decks, token cards, resources, 12mm dice, which very specific, and much more. It protects cards in the mail. So, and it has 5 available colors, basically one for each, classic Magic the Gathering color. So if we go with Dragon Shield, which, mind you, Dragon Shield is an interesting paradox, because I don't think that there is a single person on Earth that doesn't like Dragon Shield sleeves and doesn't agree that Dragon Shield sleeves are the better. The better and the best ones in the market. Even competitors are like, oh, well, they are and the best politically correct answer that any competitor of Dragon Shield gives you when they are talking about sleeves is, yeah, but we are in a different price range, which is a fun way of saying ours are cheaper, they are not as good, we know. It's a different market, I guess. So you get 8 of these. And I have problems with this. I have multiple problems with this. First, the colors. I mean, the colors are just freaking ugly. You will have a hard time to find online the black ones or the blue ones, but mostly the black ones, because the black ones are the most discreet ones. All the others are kind of weird. This is red, although it's more like blood red than red. And then, for some cosmic reason, Dragon Shield, I love you, but can you please explain me why the hell? What's up with the tribal dragons? Like, can you? And mind you, this is the improved design ones. If you see the original ones, yikes! There are some yellow ones that are just damn. Like, this logo here is not that bad, I guess, but this thing, I mean, come on, what's the whole point? But regardless, this is basically that, is a resealable booster. Now, there is a problem with my approach and what they propose, and the thing is that they say that this is for 15. Now, they changed the design. If you look inside, you see already what's the difference in approach, and is that now all the glued parts and all the fit together parts are on the outside, as you can see here. So the design is a little bit weirder than the old design that is not improved, but at least your cards don't hit the insides. Now, let's check it out. Obviously, they said that is 15 double sleeves, and I have 20 double sleeves. So let's see what happens. But if I want to keep the card that says the theme of these cards, which, mind you, I guess that this makes more sense when you have transparent cassette boxes, but not when you have opaque ones, because then what's the point? You don't get to see the theme. I mean, we can try, because let's remember that the numbers that they give you on the box are recommendations, but let's try nonetheless to see if I can fit 20 double sleeve cards, because I have a very big use for these in Jumpstart and to make like quick cubes. So 19 cards fit fairly good, in my humble opinion, and the 20th one is more of an adventure. Oh, there you go. Not bad. Is very snug in there, and it closes. So it actually fits 20 double sleeve ones. I know that this is not the intended use, but hey, if it fits, it's, you know, kind of cool. So this sleeve thing is not that bad. Does it fit the theme card here? Yeah, I guess it does, because there you go. It's fairly snug. It's kind of cool. And since they fixed the design, although these are not very easy to come by, so Dragon Shield, just make the design a little bit more elegant, like not so many tribal things, please. And I mean, I don't have any problem with your logo. You can keep your logo. It's just all the other things, like pick a lane. But it fits 20 double sleeved plus the one, right? So this is not bad. These are snug here. So if it fits 20 double sleeve, you can imagine that obviously. Actually. Let me correct something. I've been distracted, and that's the reason. Like, these are inner sleeved cards, so obviously you can fit as many as you want here. One thing, these cards are single sleeved, right? I forgot to mention that. In the cassette tapes, you can't fit double sleeves. These are single sleeved, so it fits 20 single sleeve ones, and the card here, which actually, and so let me correct my statement there. It matches exactly what they're saying. It fits 20 sleeved or 15 double sleeved. So now I'm going to try with some double sleeved cards, and we're going to suffer. But I can tell you already from picking 20 double sleeved cards from one of my commander decks that this is not going to work. So these you can fit 15, but you can't fit 20. And I mean, that will be understandable. I think that you actually can fit them, but at what cost, right? Like, look at the things. The cards are already suffering. Don't worry. These are mostly lands, but still. So no double sleeve cards, but that's okay in my humble opinion. Like, I just want to check if double sleeve ones fit, because sometimes you want to double sleeve your cards, even more if you have like very expensive cube cards. But if you are doing a cube of your cards and they are very expensive cards, you don't do 20, you do 15. And if you do 15, they actually fit in there. So if you do 15, let's remove 5, which doesn't look like it, but it's actually a lot of thickness. If you have your own cube and you have a double sleeve, 15 enters perfectly. So 15 double sleeved Big bang, bada bang. It works. And you can have your very cool cube. Mind you, this is more or less the size of a cassette tape. So if you buy a display like the one that I bought, it's kind of cool for this, but you can also have them like this in a shoebox or something, or any box, and just grab them. And yes, you can write stuff in here. You can glue like the name, like Innistrad or something. But if you're like me that just want to pick random packs, open them, like random in the sense that you don't know what you get, but they are thematic. It fits 15 double sleeve, 20 single sleeve, which is good because it's what I do. I just single sleeve the ones from Jumpstart, because Jumpstart is cool, but it's not that cool, so it doesn't need double sleeves, and the cards here are not that expensive. And well, single sleeve or like with inner sleeves, you can fit. I guess you can fit like, I don't know, 35 or something. So that was Dragon Shield, and this is the improved design, and this is very cool. I never got the old design ones, but if you want to see that, there's a video by the prof. It's actually what inspired me to start doing my cube, where he analyzes the old design of these things, and these things were sealed backwards. So you have these things, the sealings, or the gluings, I guess, the stitching, for lack of a better word. This was inside of the thing. So when you put your cards, they will hit the bottom. It wasn't very good. My best guess is that Dragon Shield watched that video and they were like, oh, this guy is right, damn, and they fixed it. So that's Dragon Shield. And now we have a proper thing to actually do some cubing. Mind you, I still like my cassettes for two reasons. One, I really did the investment of buying a bunch of these. And two, I like the fact that they are transparent and you can actually see the theme card in here. But that's for Jumpstart. If you want to have like thematic cube things, I guess that this is not as good. But one thing that I saw that I liked a lot is that since this is a cassette tape box, in case you are too young to know that, you can put a piece of paper here and you basically can store them like this and have the names in case. And I've seen people like this, actually in the Reddit post, it is like that, where they printed labels that say like Innistrad or Kamigawa, etc. So you know which plane or which theme you're picking in case you want to know what you're picking. But this is not the end of the video, because this will be a very good review. Well, very good. I love myself. This will be a review of Dragon Shield cube shells, and in my opinion, they will be passed. I believe that they are a little bit expensive for what they are, in my opinion. I mean, not to disrespect the quality, because 8 of these things is good, but normally you need a bunch of these, and ideally you need them in the same color. And I have a problem with Dragon Shield right now, and the problem is that these are kind of expensive. I guess they are, taking advantage of the fact that they are the only ones that had this in Europe until very recently. And they're not that easy to come by unless you buy them directly from Dragon Shield. And even when you buy them directly from Dragon Shield, they don't have as much stock as you will think. And you may be thinking, how much stock do you need? And it's like, well, I mean, if you're going to build a cube, you need more than 8. So you will do, I don't know, like, let's say that I want to buy 10 of these things. So I get 80 booster packs. You don't get 8. It's very difficult to run into any store that has 10 of the same color. And you may be thinking, well, get different colors. And it will be like, yes, if I wanted to do thematic boosters, like, remember the theme boosters from Wizards? So if I wanted to do red boosters, green boosters, yellow, white boosters, that will be reasonable. But if I want to, for them to be random, which is my goal here, they can't have different colors. Otherwise, it messes up the randomness. However, lucky me, other companies have jumped into the pool and started to, publish their stuff. And for example, Ultra Pro has the 15 plus card box, which, I mean, Ultra Pro, I know and everyone knows that you guys are the budget option, and okay, and the whole thing about Ultra Pro is that everyone makes fun of Ultra Pro, even though they have decent stuff, because they are cheaper most of the time. and they have this packaging, which, you know, is a thing. But your naming conventions could be better. I mean, Cardbox 15 plus, come on. So holds 15 plus double-sleeved cards, fits in an Ultra Pro deck box or other storage solutions, and that's it. And this is for 2022. So this has been sitting for a year already, but got fairly recently into Europe, at least for my knowledge. Now this has a different mechanism, as you can see already, which is actually not that bad. It's actually kind of smart, and the logo placement here, I kind of like it. It's very elegant. Plus, you have the logo here. Now, I do have a complaint, and you will see in a second. So let's start with the test. So 20 double sleeves. I know that they don't claim that they fit 20 double sleeves, but you know, I got to do the test. We do the scientific method here. You can see that it's already going to be a problem. Yeah, it doesn't fit 20 double sleeve. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like, you can try, it doesn't. Now, 15 double sleeve, they say they can, and everyone, when they think double sleeve, they think Dragon Shield. So, mind you, Dragon Shield sleeves are thicker than most sleeves. And as we saw in one of our videos, you don't want to double sleeve with Dragon Shield. You don't want to use inner Dragon Shields and outer Dragon Shields, because the cards get ultra thick and they don't fit a lot of boxes that say 100 plus, because they are not counting on those Dragon Shield inners that are too thick, right? So 15 double sleeved, perfect fit. And then no friction, no issues. They don't hit anything on the bottom. Note for Dragon Shield there. And although they fixed it, so I don't want to be mean to them, and then it's a very secure thing because, well, you know, and I guess this passed the shake test. It only passes it on this direction, but if you actually are grabbing it, it actually passes the shake test, because you will need to release that for it to fall. So not bad, and you can actually get creative, and you can ignore the Ultra Pro logo if you want as well, but you can get creative and mix and match colors if you want. If for some reason, you know, you want to put, you can put one from a different color inside another one, and you get a very, I don't know, Evangelion-like thing. But, or Evangelion, the thing is that this is not a bad solution, and is pretty much the same size. Now, they do have the inner linings are inner. So I don't know if you can see there, but you have them there. However, what they did, and I hope that you can see it there. If not, I need to bring some more light in here. But the thing that they did, and give me a second so that I can show you. The thing that they did in there was to, you know, glue them or stitch them, or it's not stitches, this is like pressure points, but they did it all the way down so you don't get friction points, which is, you know, not that bad. And again, is the same type of flimsy plastic that you have here to a degree. I believe that this plastic is a little bit better, but you get it here. Now, it fits, so if it fits 15 double sleeve, you can already tell that it will fit 20 single sleeve plus the theme card, although it's always a little bit more difficult to, there you go, see, so perfect. You can see the lady there, works perfectly, no pressure, no issues. Oh, there you go. So the only problem that you can run into is this problem. So if they are too thick, or they suffered because of me trying to put too much into them, they won't close immediately. So you have to you know, squeeze them, and you can squeeze them here, you have to squeeze them here. So it's a very specific problem, and that actually is a very valid problem, because let's talk about design. So I like this design a lot. I think it's very simple. It's just like a couple of things. It works, except when it stops working, because it can give up. So it started being too open because I did this to show you the inners, and because I did that, the thing is already giving up, and now it's harder to close. So I need to do this to compensate, and now it starts closing normally again. So in terms of design, and let's be honest here, this is a little bit more like an actual, resealable booster, I guess. This is more like a cassette box, I guess. However, in terms of pricing, this thing is a lot cheaper. Of course, it only has 3 units versus 8 units here. But I think I prefer the design of Ultra Pro. And why I say that? And there is a reason for that. This is cool, and this is sealed to a degree, but it stresses me out that I have to do this every time. And, to take out the cards, they put this hinge here, this pressure point here, precisely to alleviate some of the pressure of you having to do this every time. But you can tell that this thing is going to suffer a lot. So I am afraid that there is a point where this thing will become whiter than it already is, which if you compare to the ones that I haven't been using, this thing is slightly whiter, and it will get whiter and whiter and whiter because, it's normal. You are opening it, and you don't have to bend it all the way over, but you have to bend it at least up to this point so you can pull your cards easily. And these two bending points are going to get worse and worse. So I don't really like that. Plus, in terms of design, if you get distracted, and you already seen it happening twice in this video, you can do things like this, and this is kind of a bad thing. So you need to do it like this, and there you go. I like the visual design of it. Not the visual design. I like the product design of it, but I feel that those hinges are a weakness. In the case of Ultra Pro, they actually went so simple that it hurts. It's 2 boxes. No stress points, no nothing. Just 2 boxes. And I guess that maybe in terms of production, it's cheaper to produce this than to produce these, maybe because these are 2 pieces that are bent and glued in a specific way, and this is a single one that needs to be all bent and all that. I don't know. But so far, because this is not a very high resistance product, this is not like a deck box. This is supposed to be inside a deck box. This is not something that needs to be auto-resistant. So therefore, in this material quality, actually Ultra Pro has the advantage. It's a little bit cheaper. If you have to buy 3 of these to get 9, so it's more or less the price of a Dragon Shield. You depending on the store, you may get more for less, so you get 9 for slightly less than it costs you to buy the Dragon Shield ones. And in terms of quality, the material is pretty much the same. It's the same flimsy plastic-ish. But Ultra Pro actually kind of took it out of the park. I think that this thing is super easy, super simple, and it just freaking works. It's just a simple design. It works. Now, if I have to complain about something, and you know that I have to, is why did you have to put your logo here, Ultra Pro? Like, come on. For people like me that I just want this to be like a surprise booster, it is what it is. They don't say in any point in their packaging that this is for Cube. It doesn't say. It just says that, it holds 15 plus, like it's a card box. Like the marketing is not there for Cubes, but this is clearly for Cubes. So Ultra Pro, if I have to ask something of you, is please fix your packaging and make it more, I'm just making you a favor in this. It's like you say that it's for Cube, more people will buy it. And unless you can't use Cube for some reason. But the design is pretty on point. I like it a lot. I can't stress it enough. It's just very simple, and it just kind of slaps. It only has this problem if you overuse it, that it hits against itself. But it's as easy as putting some pressure there, and there you go. Which, yes, I guess that if you put pressure here, then it's the same as the stress points on the others. But this one is only a stress because I had to open it for you to see it, right? So not something that's going to happen. Now, I like this from a design perspective, fairly elegant. If you have a lot of this in a box, it looks like this. So not bad. Versus these, for example, that you just get the recycling logos or something. So in Dragon Shield's defense, theirs are likely made to be like this, in vertical. Ultra Pros can be in vertical or in horizontal, but in my opinion, they are better in vertical because you can actually glue something, put a label here, or write something here. And here it's a lot more difficult because this thing is glossy. So if you put any label here, any sticker, this thing is in the way. So Ultra Pro, I guess that you had to put Ultra Pro on both sides of the thing. You have to put it in the inner and you have to put it in the outer. But although this makes sense, this doesn't make sense for me to label things. So I guess that for V2, can you please put it somewhere else? Like in, well, I guess not because this is the other thing. But I don't know, I just think that although I don't dislike this visually, I think that this gets in the way of me putting a freaking label or writing what it is on the thing. So not that good. And this was the original video, and this was what I wanted to show you and show you that Ultra Pro is now on the race, and that's kind of cool. But then, just before I was about to make this video, this arrived on the mail, and well, here comes a new challenger, which is GameGenic. And we all know that GameGenic is the darling of us. Like, they do cool stuff, and they are, you know, the new contender. I guess that the one big player missing here is Ultimate Guard, but I don't even know if they have a solution for this. I need to look it up. But they have Cube Pockets, and they actually call them Cube. So take note, Ultra Pro. Cube Pocket 15 plus 8 card pockets. So they have the same amount as Dragon Shield. Set of 8 slim card pockets per pack, perfect for cube drafting. And it has an innovative closing and secure locking mechanism. And it's a digital rendering, blah, 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 and shows some cards. Now, you have the usual 10 million points from GameGenic. Set of 8 slim pockets per pack, perfect for cube drafting. Modular system, perfectly fits into blah, 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 blah. Holds 15 plus, double sleeve, 20 plus, single sleeve, and 35 plus, unsleeved, and asterisk, because they're talking about their own sleeves. Innovative closing and secure locking mechanism. No sharp edges inside for maximum card protection, which I believe is actually a jab towards the first design from Dragon Shield. Durable card holder with write-on strips. Take notes. Perfect for a huge variety of TCGs, blah, 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 and acid-free, no PVC. And on the other side, you have the example. It fits inside of the layers, so it's cool because you can have a layer full of these things, and they follow the same shoebox design that we saw in other videos, and it's kind of cool. So let's open this and see what's up. So right away, the packaging, I think, is the best one of all the packagings. Also, these are fairly expensive compared to the others. I think it's the same price as the, or more expensive than the Dragon Shield. I don't remember. I bought them two separately. Now, this looks nice, and you can actually reuse the box if you want, I guess. But this already shows you the intent. You get this thing that is very similar to the Carda Magics, Cuba Magics things, which, what a name, right? And they put stuff on every corner of it. So if Dragon Shield had this thing going on and this thing going on, with the recycling logo on one side, and Ultra Pro has this and this, which is ironically elegant for Ultra Pro. GameGenic has their logo here, spaces for you to write stuff here and here, which is actually very appreciated. Their logo on the back, and then the website on the bottom. And the innovative lock mechanism, let's see what it is. It's very similar to the thing that the Cuba Magics and but in terms of design, this is flimsier than this or this, by the way. This feels more like plastic paper, if I had to describe it somehow. This feels more like flimsy plastic, but this is more like plastic paper because it's too flexible. I never had a Cuba Magics in my hands, but I believe that this is the most similar thing, looking at some videos that I've been watching. And I have mixed feelings right now. Like this is, the thing that is like, be careful about what you wish. Like, the evil genie thing. Like, oh, I want something like Cuba Magics. It's like, well, we got Cuba Magics at home. I don't like this very much. I need to check the price of this, because if this is actually cheaper than I remember, this can be good. But if this is not as cheap as I remember, this is actually not that cool. And let me explain. So I believe that maybe this is cheaper to produce than this. For some reason, they go like, oh, we have this innovative secure locking mechanism. And this is the same thing that the Cuba Magics have. Like, let's not fool ourselves. The only thing that it has is this extra thing here. And I guess that because it has this extra thing here, is a lot more difficult for you to open it accidentally, but it's easy to open. But it gives you, at the same time, it gives you an extra step to close it, because you have to go like this. Like 1 and 2. So not bad, but like, am I missing something? Like, because this one has like this big ass thing, which, I mean, it's a thing. This one goes with this for the same design, like, oh, it's resealable. I mean, I know when people say like, oh, it's resealable, but it's like, why do you want it to be resealable? I just want it to be closable. I just want it to be able to, oh, we're done playing. Let me use one that is not abused. Like, oh, we are done playing. Done. Right? Like, there you go. I guess that, yes, this is a problem with this, because if you use this a lot, you will have this, and this will start happening. So this is a valid test of something that is happening. But if you ask me, in the worst case scenario, I would prefer to just keep doing this and keep pushing stuff inside, and to have to play around this shoe thing that is very big, or to have to go 2 steps here. Like, okay, so 1, 2, and is not very nice looking. Like, of the 3, I think is the worst looking one, and then is the baggiest one as well. Like, if you put them all on the side, look at that. Like, look at that. Yes, if you put a bunch of them, I guess together, like they will have some pressure, but I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed to a degree. Like, yeah, I saw the image when I received them in the mail, but I thought it would be easier. So let's put 20 single sleeved plus the theme card on it. I mean, Jumpstart is already dead, or at least Jumpstart per set is already dead. So this is not a thing anymore, unless they start to release yearly Jumpstarts, which I wish that Wizards would. Why is this so hard? This is why I don't buy black products most of the time for the channel, because my gloves are already black, so it just creates this mess. Am I doing this right? Like, I don't want to do this in 2 batches, like, because it feels like extra work. I just want to grab my cards and be like, okay, so we are done playing. For fuck's sake. Okay. There you go. Mind you, it was hitting the back here. So it hits this a little bit because it's too flimsy, so it moves. So you will look at this. Nice. That phase is doing wonders. So this now is a little bit more stressed because it's full. And now that it's full, it has a better feeling to it. But like, yes, it won't open in any direction. So I guess that, and knowing that GameGenic, they are, very good friends of the professor, I guess that they prioritize the shake test over everything. But Dragon Shield is also very difficult to break the shake test, and this one only fails the shake test in one direction, and for obvious reasons. But there's no shake test for this, because this is a resealable booster pack. This is not supposed to be like, this is supposed to be inside of something else, unless your bag is full of these things, in which case, disclaimer, if for some reason you are one of those people and your whole approach of let's do a cube is grabbing like 8 of these and just throwing them in your backpack, I guess that these two are the better designs, because if you grab 8 of these and throw them in your backpack, some of them are going to open and the cards are going to spill. So if you are that kind of person, I guess that this design is very bad. But all of them in all of their packaging say the same, that is that it fits inside of other products, because this is supposed to be in a shoebox or in a deck box or something. I don't think that anyone is going to throw these in the backpack as is. Now, ironically, the only one that will push you towards throwing stuff in your backpack will be the Ultra Pro one, because it's the only one that doesn't talk about cube anywhere. It just says like, oh, it's a card box, and there you go. So it's a box for your cards. But this one says cube, and this one says cube, and no one carries the cube cards widely in their backpack. If you do that, stop it. Like you're just a madman. But you normally have a recipient where you have your cubes, your cube cards, like in boosters or whatever the hell you have. You don't throw them in your backpack. If you do, I guess this is the better design, because it's very resilient to be opened by accident. But it's kind of a lot of trouble, honestly. And I don't like it. And to take cards out, yes, I guess that the whole idea of this is that I can do this and push them out. But I want to illustrate how not easy is to put this, because they have the little tabs, and you have to move the little tabs. And you can't apply pressure, because if you apply pressure, the cards won't enter. And there you go. And I know this is 15 plus single sleeve. 20 plus single sleeve, which is a supported scenario. It's not me pushing. It's like, yeah, no sharp edges inside. Yes, that jab at Dragon Shield is very good, but this is kind of a problem. And this actually showed me that, turns out, I don't want Cuba Magics, because I think the design is pretty much the same, and this is a pain in the ass. Now, just in case you're thinking this, you think, oh, you're supposed to load them from the bottom. Well, okay, let's try to load them from the bottom then, even though that's not what is shown in the picture, but slightly easier. Same thing. I get this thing, but it's a pain. It just feels like extra steps, and just go there and seal it. Now, for the sake of testing, I can tell you right away that this thing is not fitting 20 double sleeve. We can try, because we tried with everything else, so we might as well. So 20, no, like I can tell you that's not going to happen. Quoting a Slipknot, I'm not going to make it. Pam, 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 pam. So let's remove 5. 15 double sleeved. How easy is it? Or is it? How easy is for us to put that? It doesn't have sharp edges inside, but there is something here that is just bumping my cards and it's making me mad. And I think that the thing bumping the cards is this very area. So with 15 is better than 20. 15 double sleeve, because they dance a little bit more, so it's a lot easier. And then you do this, and then you do this, and there you go. So, and then obviously you can fit any other, like single sleeve, inner sleeve, whatever. So in terms of what's in the market right now, or at least what I could get my hands on, these are the 3 market alternatives. A cassette box, which is kind of difficult to find nowadays, actually. I mean, I bought these new. These are not like used. So there are stores online that sell these, not for Magic specifically, but you can get them. You have Game Genic, Cube Pockets, Ultra Pro, Card Box, which is the worst name ever, and Dragon Shield, Cube Shell, Improved Design. So summary. I really like my cassette boxes. I'm sorry, but I know that it's not for everyone, and sometimes you just want to buy something out of the box. And comparing these three brands, which, mind you, normally in terms of quality, is like Ultra Pro is the worst most of the time, and if it's sleeves, is like Dragon Shield is the best, and these two are like here. If it's for deck boxes or something, is more like these. But Ultra Pro is always, except for the Satin Tower. If it's Satin Tower, it's like somewhere here. But Ultra Pro normally is the ugly ducking, and in this case, I'm afraid that this is more like this. And I don't know, these things are kind of tied in the same place. Overall, all of them have some strong points and some weaknesses, but I believe that the best balanced ones are the Ultra Pro ones. So, summarizing, Dragon Shield, kind of expensive, kind of complicated design, and I am afraid about these hinges or these, and it makes this noise for some reason. Well, not some reason, it's because of this part that they cut specifically so that it doesn't suffer that much. But these lines are going to suffer a bunch. And yes, the new improved design doesn't hurt your cards like the old one, so they corrected that. Let's stop, punching the dead horse. It's okay. In terms of design, subjective, but I really hate the tribal thing going on. This one is not bad, but it still is like, pick a lane. Just have this one and your logo. Why do we have this? Like, can we stop overloading things? Then, kind of difficult to write on the sides and on top because of these cuts and this level here and this level here. So I guess that the best way to write things is actually on the bottom, which actually has a different texture. So maybe it is by design that you're supposed to write on the bottom and you're supposed to have them backwards like that. I don't know. It really looks like the bottom is the part where you're supposed to have stuff and you're supposed to store them backwards, which is a thing. So this is okay. GameGenic is kind of disappointing because it's the flimsiest one, but it's okay because they don't want to be a mini box like these two. They want to be more like a pocket, like a paper thing, but it's actually plastic. And they do have a spot here for writing, which is great. They do have a spot here for writing, which is great. And they are a little bit cheaper than Dragon Shield, if I recall correctly, and they also bring 4. So you can write, that's great. Besides that, you have their logos and stuff, and you have all the normal colors. But the design is very questionable. I really hate this. Like, you have to open it, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to put your cards in, because you have to do this, put your cards. They hit this part here, so you have to, like, do it against the table or something like this. And it opens, like, 100%, so you can push your cards. That's good, but then it's like, what's the point? And then you have to double seal them. You have to go, like, close here, so close here, close here, close here. To, like, in terms of steps, it's like to open 1, 2, there you go. To put cards 1, 2, there you go. And in terms of usability, the only problem that you may have is this, that sometimes if you are too fast, your thing will just hit this thing in a weird way, but it's complicated. In terms of steps, this one is the best one. It's like 1, 2, and then 1, 2, no extra steps, no nothing. The only structural problem being this, that this thing can hit there depending on how much you abuse this and how much you squeeze this. So if you squeeze one more than the other, it hits. So that is kind of a problem. But this one is like, oh, you want to get your cards? Cool. So 1, 2, which if I don't want to be unfair, I can be like, let's be honest, maybe it's just 1. So 1, 2, 3, if you can actually pull them. If you can pull them, it has to be 3, 4, 5. So not very good. And for sealing is basically 1, put in your cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps for you to put your things here. Yes, this is not like a gun that you need to like pull quick in the Wild Wild West, but come on, it's too complicated for something. Now, for carrying around in your bag, sure, these are the best ones, but I really think that Ultra Pro hit it of the pack. I think they are the cheapest ones. Yes, they only include 3 versus 8 on the others, but you can buy 9 for more or less the same price, and they just work. Just go here, grab your cards, 20 single sleeve ones plus the example card. Is not easy to put this, but this is more my fault than their fault, because I have 20 plus the one. You put this, then you do this, and that's it. Like, yes, they can hit there. I'm not trying to hide that, but still, and that's it. They don't pass the shake test, but this is for cube, so there you go. The worst ones to carry in your backpack as is, but the best ones in my humble opinion. Now, Ultra Pro really needs to improve one thing, and it is to remove this thing from here so I can write something here. But I guess you can write stuff here. So if Ultra Pro did this, but instead of their logo here, they put like a white stripe here so that you can write, that would be perfect. Just write Ultra Pro here. I don't care. And then let me just write here and here like GameGenic did. So do that, and this will be pretty much perfect. And yeah, besides that, not much to complain. I guess that if you want to complain about something, is that if you have them all like this, there is a problem with the Ultra Pro ones, and is that if you pick them like this, you run the risk of this happening if you don't put enough force. But let's be honest, you just pick your stuff like this or something. So I'm just trying to nitpick, and this video is long enough. So you can think about this as like a very long podcast about cube possibilities, or you can think about this as 4 separate reviews, and it just so happens that they are all in the same video, and you can just, spend some time with me, and we had a good time. So let me know down below if you agree with this, or if I completely missed the point on some of these, and which ones are your favorite ones, and if you tried any of these, and what do you think about the cassette hack. And yeah, let me know down below. Thank you very much for watching and spending time on this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those cool things that the cool kids have to say. And I hope to see you next time on Packs and Recreation. Bye.